welcome back to the channel. My name is Randa, and apparently today I am in a, Ollie, leave it! Apparently today I am in a filming mood because I already filmed an hour and a half whip and chat this morning, and we're back to film a Flosstube, which is long, so I guess I'm in the mood to film today, so that's what we're doing. This is usually a diamond painting channel. Most of what I do on here is diamond painting, but I really enjoyed doing my very first Flosstube episode last week, and I think you guys really enjoyed it as well. And so I wanted to do it again, and I think I'm gonna try kind of make it like a weekly thing that I do, because I really enjoy making these videos and talking about the things that are going on in my cross-stitch world, and I just think that's really fun. So I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I got this in the mail today because I ordered it after I used some of my Buy Me a Coffee money to buy this after seeing it on Stitcherista's channel, but ooh, mine is violent. This is the Woodwick Trilogy candle, so it has 3 layers of candle in it, but it's, you see how violent this is? Can you hear it? It even sounds a little bit violent. So I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. It's burning through really quickly because it's so violent. So if somebody, I already put something up on my Instagram story, but if any of you guys ever use these candles and sort of know why the heck it's so violent, and if there's something I should be doing differently, then let me know, because that's violent. And my cat is extremely interested in it. And to the point where he's gotten too close to it and like some of his little eyebrow whiskers got singed. Yeah, so if you hear me trying to keep him away from this candle the whole time, that's why. But I am wondering if maybe it will eventually stop being so violent, you know? I don't know, a girl can dream, right? That it will stop being so violent, because the crackling is nice, but it's not like a soothing crackling because it's so freaking violent. So we'll see. Maybe I'm doing this completely wrong. But if you hear me shooing him away from the candle the whole time, that's why. And if you hear that crackling in the background, that's why. Because I have that candle going on next to me. It smells so good. I don't know if you saw, I got the one, I think it's called like Cafe Sweets. Vanilla bean, something else, and biscotti. Like, hell yeah, those kinds of scents, and then like really fruity scents are like my kind of scent palette. I love that. So, also ignore any mess you see in the background. I am filming on my floor, on the floor of my living room. So you can see my couch in the background, my dining table is back there, my kitchen is back there. I got another candle going on here in the back. Like, it's fine. But I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Flosstube and stuff that's going on today and this past week in cross-stitch world. I have coffee, even though it is it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's fine. Today is restock day. It is Monday. Like I said, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're about an hour away from restock time. So I really do need to keep an eye on the clock and make sure that I'm like good to go. Get everything set up to launch at 4, because I have promised everybody it's coming out at 4. So everything's done and ready to go. I just need to like launch it at 4 o'clock. So I need to keep an eye on that. But today is Monday. You're probably seeing this on Tuesday or Wednesday. There's no way you're seeing this before the restock. But in case you're seeing it Tuesday before 4 p.m., I do have a Drills and Chills release, Drills and Chills themed release going up in my shop at 4 p.m. Tuesday the 17th, Mountain Standard Time. So if you happen to be seeing this before that and you're interested in that, awesome. The first thing that I want to touch on, and I'm going to touch on this like so briefly because I spent like a half an hour talking about it in my whip and chat, and for people who watch both, I don't want my camera moving, probably. I don't want to bore you to death. So, I have had a lot of people buy me coffees and stuff in the past week because of me talking about that giant Haid kit that I want. I'll put a picture of it on the screen here. It is the mini Celestine. I mean, I guess you'll see it in a second, but I'll still put a picture up. It is the mini Celestine I think is how you say it, the kit from Margaret Morales. That is the kit that I was going for. I'm a broke college student. That kit's like $150 to get the floss and the fabric and the whole thing. That was not anywhere within a little Randa's budget, not even remotely. It was like, it would be something that I would have to save for months and months and months in order to be able to actually like get that in my possession. But I've had many people buy me coffees because of it. Thank you so much. And I've also had a woman buy the kit for me. Literally just straight up buy the kit for me and send it to my house. So obviously I don't have the kit. She just purchased it for me within the past week. Her name is Connie. She's an amazing woman. So sweet. And thank you so much again. If you've listened to my whip and chat, you're hearing this again. Thank you so much for buying that kit for me. It's gonna take a while to get here, and I know that. That's fine though. It's not like I don't have other cross-stitch patterns to tide me over, as you will see. But when that does come, I'm doing a whole separate unboxing for it because it deserves it. It deserves it. It just does. Deserves a whole thank you, Connie unboxing. You know what I mean? But I do have the chart, the pattern. So I think, I can show you. So this is the cover page. There's the picture of it. Artwork by Margaret Morales, Heaven and Earth Designs. So some of this, granted, is like DMC numbers and stuff. There are 90 colors in this kit. I don't think I've ever done a diamond painting with that many colors, much less a cross stitch. So that's gonna be interesting. The finished design size is 752 stitches by 325 stitches, which is a 10 1/4 by 13. 10 1/4 inches by 13 inches on 25 count fabric. But she's getting it for me with I think it's the 18 count Ada is what she did. So it's gonna be even bigger. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But anyway, that's freaking big. It's giant. But this is what is it? Besides like this is a 16-page chart. 16 pages. Oh, that's DMC. 16 pages. This is gonna be a project that is gonna take me, I would say, at least 6 months, if not longer. Really. So that's gonna be interesting. So I just wanted to throw that in at the beginning here. I'm sorry if I'm a little all over the place and not super organized. That's not something I've purchased. That's a gift for me. So I thought I would throw that in at the very beginning. Somebody purchased that. Connie purchased that for me as a gift. So I just thought I'd show that off. That is something I have coming. There will be a whole unboxing for it. Let's do a tiny little segment of things I've learned about cross stitch this week. If you don't know, I am a brand new cross stitcher. I've been stitching for like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, maybe. I'm still on my very first pattern ever. I am a full coverage fanatic. We are full coverage lovers on this channel, or at least I am. Does not to say that I will never do a non-full coverage, but most of everything you'll see from me is full coverage just because that's my jam. So yeah, things that I've learned this week as a brand new stitcher as in I've been doing it for 3 weeks, less than a month. Has anybody else ever heard of the fabric company, or not the fabric company, it's a thread company. And when people say it, they say Weeks Dye Works. It's a company that sells floss. It's a type of floss. Like, say you can get DMC, or you can get Anchor, or you could get Color and Cotton, or you could get Weeks Dye Works. That's what I was hearing. Weeks Dye Works. That's what I thought the name was. Come to learn that it is Weeks Dye Works. which I guess makes more sense. But when people say it so quickly as they do on Flosstube, they say weak sty works. Weak sty works. So that's something that I learned this week, is that it's week's die works and not weak sty works. Cool, good to know. There was something else. Oh yeah, I was literally learned it about 5.5 seconds ago. I was watching Miss Shell Bendy Stitchy, who is like my favorite, and she was talking about different kinds of fabric and that they had like a linen Aida, and I was like, what the hell? And so she started talking about the number of threads. Oh God, what was the words that she used? Weft and what, like really in terms of like up and this way, she was using the terms something and weft. See, now it can't be something that I learned because I don't remember the term for, yeah. I just remember weft. And going, you mean left? No, weft. Okay. Ollie, stop stepping on my computer. Here's our furry assistant. Say hello. He says hello. If you don't know, this is my kitten, Ollie. He is 4 months old. He's a little baby. I've had him since he was 3 weeks old. He's my child. He is my son. He is my sweet baby angel. And he often shows up in my videos because he just desires attention at all times of the day. So he's going to sit in my lap for a minute. Yeah, so I guess it can't be something new that I've learned about cross stitch this week because I can't remember the terms. But what I do remember is week's die works. It's fine. Oh geez, Ollie, don't touch my cord. I think that's all new that I think that's the only stuff that's like new that I learned. I don't think I really learned anything else, except maybe that I I can't remember, honestly. I would have to like go back and look at the footage. I think I learned how to backstitch this past week. I think that was one of my new things that I learned. Stop stepping on my computer. I think that's the new thing that I learned, was how to backstitch. That like before my first Flosstube, it was of course like normal just cross stitch, and then like 3/4 stitch and half stitch I learned about. And I think I learned about, stop stepping on my computer! I think I learned about backstitch and how to do it this week, because there's some backstitch that you'll see in just a second. This is not the best setup, so I am very sorry, but it's what we're working with today because that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna show you my progress on my current whip. I am a monogamous stitcher, at least for now. I've always been a monogamous diamond painter, so I can't imagine that would change for stitching, but it might. So this is my very first cross stitch ever and my current whip. This is from the company Busilla. This is called Afternoon Nap. It's a full coverage piece, of course. So this is a little kitten with some flowers and a butterfly, little pot right here. He's sitting on a vase of flowers. He's very cute. This is on an 18 count Aida. Yep, 18 count Aida, and the finished stitch size is going to be a 5x7. So just a little cute little thing. It's going to take me forever though. Oh my God, that reminds me. Hold on 2 seconds. I need to grab things to show you. Sorry, I'm like remembering as I go that there are things that I've bought in the past week that I'm wanting to show you, so had to run around my house collecting those. But anyway, back to the current progress. This is still how we are storing this for now. I got all of my floss on bobbins on a ring. It's maybe better than the Ziploc bags that I had going on, but not much better. We're making really good progress in terms of the chart. And still highlighting off, and everything's great. And then I think that's it. So here is where I'm at. I'm gonna take this off. I'll show it to you in a minute. This is one of the new needle binders I want to show you. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's where we're at, which is crazy progress in the past week, right? Because I think if I remember right when I showed you, I think just starting the second row. So I was somewhere around here, if I remember right. I'd have to go look at the last video and see because I don't remember. But I was somewhere around the second row, around here. And now I'm on, what is this, the 4th or 5th row down here. You're starting to see a little bit of that pot down in the corner and the flower that comes out of there. You can see his eyes now. And then this is his body draped along the side here. So you're gonna have his body coming all the way down here, and then you'll have the pot down here in the corner, and then we'll go up from there. But I have done, I think this is, like I said, this is like 4 rows or something. And then I've done all the back stitch so far. So there's a lot of back stitch here in this greenery. And there's a little bit more down here that I'm gonna fill in when this row is done. I've sort of just been doing the back stitch as the rows go, because there's a lot of back stitch in this piece and I do not want to do it all at once. So I've back stitched, you can see there's some like little eyebrow whiskers and stuff like that. I've back stitched those, and then there's back stitching around his eye that I've done to sort of define his eyes. It's like, honestly, it's my first piece, so like I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not even gonna lie about that. It's like, I think it looks good. It might look shitty to seasoned stitchers, but to me, that looks pretty fucking good if I do say so myself. Like, I'm pretty proud of that. So, but the back, somebody please tell me how you keep your backs neat if you're doing a full coverage piece, because I try to like trim the ends as I go and stuff, but like, does that not look like a whole like shag carpet? Sorry. Like, oh my God, it's like, I see the backs of some other people's. Granted, they're not full coverage pieces, so I bet it's easier to keep it contained, but I see the back of some other people's and I'm like, it looks almost identical to the front. Like, it's so neat. And it's like, you get shag carpet on the back and then like a design on the front. Like, how is that even possible? I don't know. But does anybody else's back look as crazy as mine? Because that's a little ridiculous, don't you think? Anyway, that's where I'm at. I think, let me see. Let me just look at the chart so I can give you proper numbers. So I am so I'm starting on the 4th row down here. And then, so this is where we're gonna get into his nose and stuff. And then I have 1, 2, 3 more rows to go. So I'm about halfway done with the bottom half of this, and then we'll flip up here to the top half. So, I mean, honestly, for only having been working on this for what, 2 weeks? That's pretty fucking good. That's pretty fucking good. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I'm pretty proud of that. So, this might be, I was thinking this was gonna at least take me a few months to finish, and I think we might be getting through it quicker than that. So I did try, so I showed you guys last week that I got like what I have come to learn. Another thing I've learned about cross stitch this week, that Q-snap that I showed you guys last week, that I got from Hobby Lobby that was labeled like Lat Frame from Yarnology. That is a knockoff Q-snap apparently, and that Q-snap is a brand that you can like, and you can buy them off of Etsy, I'm pretty sure, that you can get like a real Q-snap. Now, I've thought about getting a real Q-snap, but I think what I want to try first, because I did spend a lot of money on that thing. I mean, not a lot, it was like $13, but still, for me, that's enough money to not just like go buying something else. That I want to try with my next project, which is gonna be bigger, that I'll show you in a minute. Because this, like I said, the finished design size is a 5x7. My Q-snap is an 8x8. So this piece of fabric does not fit in the Q-snap super well. And I just didn't like it. I didn't like how, like, the sides, those little clamps you put on the sides kept, like, turning. And my fabric was, like, really loose. That's what I like about the hoop, is that you can get it nice and taut so that it's easier to stitch in. I don't have an iron to iron it flat, but I think if I just like lay it out in, or like hang it up in my bathroom while I take a shower, that should get most of the wrinkles out and it should be okay. So we'll see. But I want to try the Q-snap that I have again when I do my next project that's bigger, but I don't like it with this kit. I'm not a fan. So I went back to my hoop, and we're living our best life with that, right? All right, so that is my current whip and my progress on that. Very exciting, if I do say so myself. Let's get into some of the stuff that I bought. because I showed you this was my present. Oh, and to go along with this present, before she offered to buy me the kit, she bought me 10 coffees, which is equivalent to $50. And I told her I'm more than happy to send that $50 back to you if you want to, like, use that towards the kit. Like, I'm not just going to keep your extra $50. And she was like, no, keep it and get something you really want. And so I said, ooh, I have the best idea ever. Because ever since I decided that I wanted that kit and that one day I will have that Haid kit, and you know, just depends on how long it takes me to save up that money. I have been trying to brainstorm how in the heck I would store, like how I would kit that up, how I would store that in a way that made sense and worked well for me, because I don't think I could do this on a scale of 90. This is only like 32 colors, and it's not my favorite method for sure. So I have been racking my brain of how do you store 90 colors in a way that makes sense and that's accessible and that's organized so that you can find colors quickly. It's like, okay. So then I was watching Michelle Bendy Stitchy, because duh, and she started talking about, it was one of her older videos where she was talking about how she stores her Haid, that she actually stores 2 in one thing. It's called a Floss Buddy, and you can get it from a store called Bags Plus on Etsy. And she actually has one that's like 120 pocket floss buddy, and she stores 2 Haid kits in there. And I was like, I mean, good for you, but I do not need 120. Like, no ma'am. So I went, but I was like, that's a great idea. This whole, where it basically is like a piece of fabric with like vinyl on the back that, as far as I'm concerned, there's vinyl on the back to like put your pattern and stuff like that in. So I would put like my pattern and my fabric and the whole thing in there. And then on the other side, there are these little vinyl pockets that you put your floss in, your floss bobbins, and then it like folds up so that you can store it like that. I will either get like a normal project bag to put that in, or low key, I might just like take a piece of twine and like, or a ribbon or something and just tie it and call it a day. Like, that might just be storage done. We'll see when it comes, but I looked at, because I was like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to get any more than 90 because the Haid kit is 90. So I was like, do they have like a 90 pocket floss buddy? Yes, they do. But the 2 fabrics that she had available were not really my style, and they were also like $80 something. And I was like, no, it's just, no, I can't justify it. Not only can I not afford it, but I can't justify it.
Hi, Editing Randa here. Just wanted to clarify real quick because that's not how I intended that sentence to come out. What I mean by justify it is not that I don't understand that they're handmade and it's a lot of material, and I understand the cost from the store's point of view, but as a broke college student, I cannot justify me spending $80 on a project bag. Just wanted to make sure that that was clear and that I wasn't like hating on the shop in any way, because when I was listening back to it, I was like, ooh, that didn't sound great. So just clarifying, and back to the video.
So I was like, okay. And I started looking through the other options she has. And she has a 45 pocket floss buddy. And I went, well, most if not all of the other kits that I have are less than 45, are like 45 colors or less. And then if I wanted to do it with the 90, all you have to do is double up in each pocket, and 45 plus 45 equals 90. So if you take like 2 DMC colors that are right next to each other, say like, I don't know, right now with mine, like 301 and 310 are right next to each other. So it's like, if you were to take 301 and 310 and just put them in the same slot, that way it's still in like DMC order and it's easy to find, but then you can store 90 in a 45 floss buddy. I think that should work, right? I think that should work, especially because I'll have all my bobbins labeled and the whole thing, because this whole pattern is in DMC, and I have those little DMC stickers and stuff that I showed you last week. Like, it should be really easy to just wrap them on bobbins and put them in there. I did buy some more bobbins that I forgot to pull out and show you, but they're bobbins. I bought more bobbins so that when that kit does come, I can have enough to do all of that. but they had a pattern for the 45 pocket floss buddies that I really liked, and I'll put that up right here, a picture of the listing, because isn't that so cute, the little animal? I just love it so much. I just thought it was so cute. So I was like, perfect, it'll work for like literally all of my other kits that I have, and I can double up and stuff if I need something bigger. And that was only like $45, and so I was like, done. That's where Connie's extra $50 is going. Is for a floss buddy that I will use for every single kit, including the Hade. And because I'm a monogamous stitcher, I just kit down and kit up with every new project. You know what I mean? What time is it? Oh, it's only 3:10. We got plenty of time before the restock. Okay, cool. Like, want to make sure I don't run out of time. We're fine. So I bought that. I think it's gonna take a while to get here, but that's fine. Not a problem. I'll just continue with this until it gets here. You know, it's not that big of a deal. But that was what I bought with Connie's extra $50, which just like, oh, thank you, Connie, you're the best. Then, so last week, yeah, I guess let's start here. Here's some of my purchases with my money. Last week, I talked to you guys and I showed you pictures of 2 kits that I had ordered off of 123 Stitch, that, because I've realized that 123 Stitch is like amazing. There's floss, there's all sorts of floss, all sorts of fabrics, patterns, kits, everything you could ever need. And there's full coverage and not full coverage and bigger and smaller, and like, anything you could ever need is on 123 Stitch. It's like my favorite website in the world. I actually, in my campsite, my campsite link down in the description that has all of my links, I put my 123 Stitch wish list down there so that not only you guys could see what I was wanting and maybe enable you guys, but also if you were wanting to, like, instead of a buy me a coffee or something, if you wanted to contribute to the channel by buying me something off of 123 Stitch, that's an option as well. Again, nothing is expected or required or anything like that. You are not obligated to do any of that. It was just there for in case you wanted to. You know, I'm a broke college student. I'm trying to find a nice way to say this, that I'm not gonna say no. You know what I mean? That sounds it sounds awful because I don't want to sit here look like I'm begging for money or begging for people to buy me things. That's not the point that I'm going on with this. I'm just trying to say, if that was something you wanted to do, if you wanted to contribute to my channel in that way, if you wanted to contribute to me in that way, it's an option. Not obligated, not expected. Does that make sense? Does that not sound horrible? Let's hope not. Anyway, so off topic. I showed you guys 2 kits that I had ordered from 123 Stitch. I got 2 kits for $30. I was like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll take it. So those kits actually showed up a few days after I recorded that. But of course I opened them right away because I can't help myself. But I wanted to show you guys the kits because I want to show you guys. But I couldn't. This is not like I've already opened this. Like I've already seen it all. I couldn't help myself. I can't help myself. This was the first one. This one is called, what is it called again? Beacon at Daybreak. Sorry, the glare is kind of hard. This was one of the ones I showed you, the little lighthouse on the water. Isn't it cute? It is a Dimensions Gold Collections Petites, which is really cute. This is another 5x7, so it's going to be the same size as my current one, which is why it's a petite. It's on well, I'll show you what it's on in a second. So here, I'm so excited because, like I mentioned last time, the kit that I'm currently working on came with floss that is not labeled. Floss is labeled! Yes! I love Dimensions. Oh, and I found out another thing I learned about cross stitch this week. I need to write these down so I can do them all at the beginning, but you know what? We're just doing it as we go. I have ADHD. Welcome to my channel. This is how we roll here, is we just sort of go like this as we go through the video. It's fine. I learned that these are not DMC. These are not anything. These are Dimensions numbers. So it's the same way, if you're more familiar with diamond painting like I am, it's the same way where Diamond Dots has their own numbering system instead of using DMC like literally everybody else in the diamond painting industry. Instead of using DMC, they have their own Diamond Dots numbering system. It's the same thing with dimensions. Instead of using DMC, they have their own dimensions numbering system. As far as I'm concerned, that's why I was confused as to why these aren't DMC. If I'm wrong, of course, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's it. So it comes with all your instructions and things like that, and all the different kinds of stitches that are going to be in here. There's apparently quite a bit, I think. So there's instructions. Yeah, you've got the whole pattern on one page, which is awesome. And you have the key literally on the side of the pattern here, which is great. You don't have to like flip back and forth. And then just like the other one that I showed you, they're all kind of like color coded, which is awesome. And then they have, this is kind of nice too. So here's all the stitches you're gonna have to do: cross stitch, half stitch, back stitch, and French knots. That's gonna be interesting to learn how to do a French knot. Never done one of those before. And then they have the whole, the sorting list here. So another kind of like keys so that you make sure you have everything that you need, which was awesome. So dimensions, I'm turning into a really big fan of dimensions kits. There's actually one that I saved. It's like, there's one like a fairy, and then there's like a wood enchantress thing. They're dimensions kits that I saved onto my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list. Beautiful, and I will get those someday. And then it comes on, what is this? This is an 18 count ivory Aida. So this is the fabric that it comes on. It's just 18 count ivory Aida. So it's the same thing that I'm doing the afternoon nap on, but it's ivory. I was like, how fun. I think that's gonna look so pretty at the end to have like the ivory border. I'm finding out that it's very fun to have stuff other than white. I mean, I knew that was gonna be fun, but the more that I'm like seeing all of these, I'm going, ooh. I don't know. I feel like I'm not the kind of person that's gonna do like a stitch on like a bright neon colored fabric. I feel like I'm gonna be more of like a neutral person because I want the stitches to stand out. But that's Beacon at Daybreak. I think it's gonna be really pretty. It's gonna be very confetti heavy with these flowers and stuff, but I'm really excited. This one I'm planning, this is on my, I'll talk about plans in a second, but this is a few kits out. And then this is what's gonna be my next kit. This is another one from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. This is Letty Stitch. Letty Stitch. L-E-T-I Stitch. Letty Stitch. See that at the top there? This is the kit, and this is called Did We Scare You? Which, no the fuck you didn't. Like, look how cute you are. Like, no, you did not scare me, madam, sir, whatever you are. Yeah, and it has all this information on here. Like, this is a nice, I opened this and was like, no wonder this one was a little more expensive, because hello, this one was like $9, I think. Like, so amazing. Like $9, hell yeah. This one was more like $22, not only because it's bigger, but it's very nice. Let me see if it tells me. So this is going to be a 9x6, so it's a little bit bigger, not much bigger, I guess, than a 5x7, but a few inches bigger, I think. And what I thought was originally super cool about this is that this is not DMC. This is Anchor. I need to try Anchor. How fun! And look at this. It all comes like pre-wrapped on these little things, and they're all labeled with the symbol that corresponds with the kit. I was so excited. I was like, I wonder if there's a way. I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, I wonder if there's a way that I can just like cut these into individual little things and then just like, fuck the bobbins. They're already labeled. You shove these on a ring or something because there's little loops. There's literally little loops for it. Like, that's what I'm gonna figure out how to do with this, because I'm so excited. Is there supposed to be a floss there? I guess not, because there's not a floss there, but It looks like we're missing a flaw. I don't think we are. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. Yeah, I just thought that was really nice. I was like, it's already wrapped up for you. It even has like little slots. Oops, let me just hold up one at a time. It even has little slots for like you to put your working thread in. Like, come on, I'm absolutely using that. Screw bobbins. I'm doing this. So I thought that was really cool. But like, look at all those colors. Very Halloween-y. Yeah. This is why I'm doing this one next, because we're coming up on Drills and Chills and Halloween and the whole thing. And so I want to do a Halloween kit next. Very excited. So those are the colors. And then this one comes with a lot of paperwork, if I remember right. But there was just like endless sheets of paper. Yeah. There's just endless sheets of paper. This was what I thought was cool though. Well, I guess I'll show that to you when I show you the fabric. But there's like literally a crap ton of information. All in many different languages. And then this big piece of paper here is, well, so here's the key. You get a page with the key, which is nice. Somebody, please let me put this in my next segment of new things I learned in cross stitch this week. The fuck is this? What is this? What do I do with it? It looks important. Like, you can see the bats that are supposed to be in the... What is this? Is this like a backstitch thing? What is this? And how do I do this? There's no grids to tell you where to put... What is this? Somebody tell me, because it's not on the original chart, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. So the way they did this was kind of interesting. So they have... Hold on. Let's see if I can figure this out so that I can properly tell you, because it's kind of hard to see. I think, yeah. So they give you one with the full chart, and then they give you two that are the bottom half and the top half, so you can do them closer up if you want to, which I think is kind of cool. But it shows you, yeah, see, it's like, is that back stitch? Because that back stitch matches. I'm trying not to show you the chart for too long, but like, is that back stitch? It should be. Sorry, I'm getting messages. I wanted to make sure it's not like anything I need to reply to right this minute, like shop stuff. But yeah, I thought it was cool that they split it up, that they give you the option to look at the whole chart, or you can do half and half. These pieces of paper are freaking huge though, so we'll see how that goes. Also, somebody please tell me what the fuck this is and what I'm supposed to do with this, because I don't understand. The back stitch is already on the chart. Why give me a whole separate paper with the back stitch? It doesn't make any sense. I'm also wondering the same thing, because I'm seeing little random lined symbols like these that are, yeah, I don't get it. I'm seeing it on my current chart too, and I don't understand what it is, and it doesn't look very important, and I don't know. But it comes with the key and the chart and the whole thing. Very fun. And that one's also a little bit color coded, which I really enjoy. And then there's also another piece of paper in here that talks about all the stitches. There are French knots in this as well, which is kind of cool. They're all going to be charted in there. Yeah, you can see that right there. It talks about all of the stitches, which is nice. And then this is the fabric. Let me look just to make sure. So this is a Zweigart Ada. I think it's a 16 count. It's a little complicated. It doesn't really say. It says it's a Zweigart Ada, but it doesn't particularly say the count. I think it's a 16 count. I'm almost positive. And this is our fabric. It's like an ivory color, which is kind of cool. And I wasn't worried about these little grid lines. I thought they would be kind of helpful. And then I was like, you know, it's a full coverage. I'm going to cover it up anyway. There's a shit. And then I saw this, where you stitch on it and then you put it in apparently 40 degrees Celsius, I don't know what that is Fahrenheit, but you put it in a certain temperature water and it gets rid of those lines. And then you just have like a clean piece of fabric. I was like, that's cool. So you stitch on it and then you dunk it in some water to get rid of the lines. I thought that was pretty cool. So those are the 2 kits that I got in the mail. I'm very excited about it because it's a whole bunch of stuff that I've never tried before. And now I have my kit that I'm going to work on next. So very excited about that, especially because I seem to be, I don't know. It's hard because it's not nearly as fast as a diamond painting as it is to cross, I finish diamond paintings in a week, done. And cross stitch just takes so much longer that I want to say oh yeah, I'm banging out this little 5x7 chart, but it also feels so painstakingly slow compared to what I'm used to, which is diamond painting. So, that I knock out in a week and I'm going, oh, I've been working on this for 2 weeks and I'm not even halfway done. I'm banging through it. It just doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. So, sorry, I'm trying to put all of this back. Maybe, if it will allow me to. Because we're approaching on 40, we're at 42 minutes, and I still got a lot of stuff to talk to you about, so this shit needs to get the fuck in the bag. Get in the bag. Get in. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then get the floss in there. Yeah. Okay, I'm really excited about those. And the fact that I could get 2 full kits for $30, I was so excited. Love 1, 2, 3 stitch, in case you didn't realize. I also, just really quickly, no, you know what, I'll do that in a minute. Never mind, not really quickly. I showed you guys some pictures, or a picture of one of them. But I told you guys that I had ordered a bunch of needle minders, not a bunch. I've ordered 3 needle minders from Galloway's Gallery on Etsy. And I'm very excited about them. I did show you a picture of one of them, but they all came in this week. So I'm going to show you them. This is the one that's on my current kit. It's a little kitty cat in a teacup with bumblebees. How freaking cute. And the magnets are pretty big and strong. And it holds the needle really well. So I really like these. They're all cat themed. For some reason. I wasn't looking to get cat themed ones. I just ended up with a bunch of cat themed ones. Because I've decided since I've gotten Ollie that I'm a cat person. I was never a cat person. I'm actually quite allergic to cats. And yet now that I have a kitten, everything I want is cats. I'm sorry if you can hear the garden people outside that are mowing the lawn, or mowing the grass outside my apartment. Very sorry. Then I got this cat. He's in a freaking cookie jar! Look at that! Oh, I just woke up Ollie. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. Did my screaming awaken you? Sorry. It's a little kitten in a cookie jar, and he's holding a cookie. Come on, how freaking cute is that? Can you see it? Yes, you can. Look at me. And same thing. All these magnets are a little bit different, but they're all really strong and awesome. And this is the one. Hello, furry assistant. Ah. This was the one that I showed you because I was so excited to use it for my Did We Scare You kit, the Halloween Kitties kit. Hello, furry assistant. Is this. This is the little cat in the pumpkin. Oh my god, does not tell me that does not go so perfectly together, because it does. And this was one that was on the site. When it was on the site, it said 1 and done. So I'm pretty sure that she only made 1 of these. Ollie, stop it! But she only made 1 of these, and I managed to snag it. I was very excited about that because it goes so... Ollie, stop touching the cord. I have my phone plugged in and he keeps moving it. I was so excited because this goes so perfectly with my kit. It's not even funny. So I snagged it almost immediately. But I'm saving those other 2. And then this is the one that I have on my current kit because that kitten looks exactly like the other cat that is on the, not exactly like, but it looks very similar to the other cat, or to the cat that is on the pattern itself, you know, the one that I'm stitching. So I have him on there. Look, isn't that cute? Isn't that so cute? I'm so excited. So anyway, those are the needle minders that I bought. Then, so with my current kit, Again, it's hard to know because the kit didn't come with the flosses labeled. So this could completely be my fault of the fact that I'm using the wrong DMC color and that's why I'm running out of floss. But there is a color that I am about to completely run out of, and it is 3782, DMC 3782. And I looked at the rest of the pattern, like there's quite a bit left, and there's like maybe this much floss left. I was like, that ain't it. So they do sell a little bit of DMC at my Walmart, and so I just was like, I'll just see if I can grab it at Walmart. They had some DMC colors, but they don't have all of them, so they didn't have 3782. So I just grabbed like the two closest ones. It's a very light brownish, goldish. This was the closest they had. It was like this really light tan and then like this kind of browny gold. We'll see if either of them works. It's like $50 a skein. It's just extra, 50 cents a skein. And so it's just like, you know what? It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. One way or the other, it's gonna be fine. And then I also got, so this, I wish this was like a DMC thing, but it's not, but it's fine. They had just like a bin of a bunch of embroidery floss. It's 100 different flosses, and you can see them better this way. So there's a bunch of different colors, bunch of white and black, and a bunch of other ones. And there's even like, where is it? You can kind of see it in that yellow. There's some variegated flosses, which is kind of cool. There's another one that shows it. Where is it? Oh, there we go. You see this blue up here? You see like, and that green, very variegated. So I just got this for times like when I am running low on a floss so that I don't have to buy the individual floss. And like if I don't have all of the flosses or I want to substitute something or whatever, just like a random bin with a bunch of different colors to like grab it from. This thing was like $13 at my local Walmart. Yeah, I was just like, it's not DMC, it's like Coates and Clark, like, I don't know, it's just random floss, that it's like, you know, I could just sub in, because who cares, right? We're trying to do cross stitch the cheap way, okay? I am a college student, I spend way too much time in paintings, and crap like that, like, we're doing cross stitch the cheap way. So yeah, so my plans in terms of like what kits I want to work on next are that obviously next is Did We Scare You? And then after that, I'm hoping that my, no, you know what, actually, because after Did We Scare You, I'm pretty sure it's gonna still be Christmas time. Hopefully when I'm done with that, it'll still be Christmas time. And I'll do Winter Cabin, which I showed you guys last week, and my last Flosstube. Or, you know, depends on when I finish Did We Scare You, and depending on when the Hade kit gets here, I want to do that next. I want to do the Hade kit next. And then probably at some point after the Hade kit is done, I will do this one. And then after that, we'll see. Because I don't have a ton, that's sort of just my general plans in terms of what I want to work on next. But I don't have a ton of like spending plans, like what I want to buy in the future. I have stuff on my wish list, but I don't have like specific orders in what I want to buy things. And so I'm just sort of kind of going with that as I go, except for one thing. Because I've been doing research and looking, and this is where I'm going to pose a question to you guys about it, because I'm so new. I know there are more experienced stitchers watching this than I am. So I have a question that goes along with this plan that I have. One of my dreams, when I had a few like goals when I started cross stitching, of like kits that I wanted to do from certain companies. One of them was a Hade. That was very number one on my list. Check, ordered, it's coming. Very excited. And the second one was that I wanted to do a Mirabilia. I just had seen them all over. They're so phenomenal. So phenomenal. And they're not full coverage, but I don't care. I love them. And so I've been looking around. They're really expensive. Like to get, because you know how I am. I like to just get the kit, have everything that you need, not have to fuss around trying to find fabric and floss and the whole thing. So the kits are like, I have a really hard time finding a full kit that comes with like floss, fabric, everything. It usually comes with like an embellishment pack, and that's it, like with the beads and stuff, and that's it. And then the pattern, of course. But like finding a full kit is either extremely expensive and really hard to do. So I was like, damn it. So I've just been doing research, just trying to see if there's something that I can do. And so of course I went to 123 Stitch. Because duh, it's me. We've learned by now that I love 123 Stitch. They don't have all of them, but they have some of the Mirabilia patterns. Listen. Here is the Mirabilia that I want. I want many of them. There's a lot of them, like the patterns and stuff, linked in my Amazon wish list that is also in the campsite below. And I don't think I favorited any of them on 123 Stitch. I should. But there's a lot of Mirabilias that I want, but this one is probably my number one choice. And I think it's called Raven Queen, if I remember right. I don't know what it is about her. I don't, but I want her. I want her so bad. I found the pattern on 123 Stitch, and I went, it's just the pattern. Fuck. And it doesn't even tell you. It says that it requires, like, I don't know, maybe 12 or 15 DMC colors or something. But it doesn't tell you what DMC colors it requires and stuff. So even if I wanted to like go see if it was affordable to track it down, I couldn't. But on 123 Stitch, if you go right underneath like the listing picture, they have a list of all the things you could add to your cart with it. And it's all of the stuff pretty much that you would need to complete the kit. And so I just clicked select all, went to my cart, like $80. And there was no fabric with it. It was just, that was the beads, the DMC, and then like the specialty flosses, the silks, and the other crazy like $6 a skein type of flosses. Like, fuck no, first of all, $6 a skein. It makes me want to cry. So like, that's a lot for a skein of floss. So yeah, I was like, no, that's too much. Can't do it. And then I started looking through it. Like I said, there's like 12 or 15 DMC colors. And then the rest of it are specialty flosses and like, what is it called? The like really shiny, sparkly like flosses. It's not like Diamant or anything from DMC. It's something else. It starts with a K. But all the Krynic? I don't know, fancy floss. There were a ton of fancy flosses, okay? So what I thought was, can I do this kit with just the DMC? And maybe if there is like specialty flosses and stuff, maybe try to either replace it with some of the stuff that's in here, or they do have some specialty flosses at my local Walmart, like a sparkly gold and stuff that I could get for really cheap. Or even maybe some cheaper ones I could get on 123 Stitch. I don't know. But I pulled out all of the specialty flosses and the beads from my cart. And I went through their list of fabrics because the model was stitched on 32 count linen. Something I've never stitched on before, but you know what? Why not? So I went, okay, I'll just go with what it was stitched on, because to get it to fit on Ada, I found out would be, because I was like, well, maybe I do it on Ada, I wonder if it's cheaper. It's like, no, then it would be bigger because of the different counts, therefore it would be about the same price either way. So I found this really beautiful fabric to go with it. If I can think about it, I'll put a picture up here. I believe it's called Pearl Gray, and it's a 32 count linen, and it's from Witchelt? ? Really beautiful, like really light gray fabric. They do the model stitch on a darker gray, like a more bluish gray, but I think it would look really pretty on that really light gray. I think it would look phenomenal. So when I put that in my cart, and I did all the approximations and got the correct size and everything, I did all the math. I'm telling you, there's a calculator on the internet that I use. There's like because it only told you like stitches this way and this way. But there's a website that I use that said, okay, stitches this way and stitches this way. plus you want a 2-inch border or whatever. What size fabric do you need? Beautiful, done. So I got the right size fabric and the right count. That's about 20 bucks. Add that to the cart and we were at 50 bucks with just the DMC, the fabric, and the pattern. Can I do that? Can I just replace some of the specialty flosses with some less specialty flosses, just like other DMCs or stuff that I have lying around? And obviously I'm gonna order all the like called for DMCs because they're like 60 cents a skein. That's fine. But can I do that? Can I do a Mirabilia without getting the beads and without getting the specialty floss and just the DMC and the fabric? For anybody who has done a Mirabilia before or knows literally anything about that, help a girl out, because if so, I'll buy it next month because I really want that kit. I have to wait till next month because I'm out of fun money for the month, but next month, that is on my list of things that I would like to purchase if that works. If I need the beads and the specialty stitches, or the specialty stitches, the specialty flosses, it's out the window because I can't afford that. I can't justify it. I can't afford it. I can justify $50 because A, it's literally huge. You don't realize how big these girls are until you actually think about it's like 17 inches by something, like huge. And it's a high-end something that I really want. That's how I justify it. If I could do it for $50, I can justify that. I cannot justify literally anything higher than that. I just can't do it. I just don't make enough money to justify anything like that. It's like a lot of people were telling me, especially when I was talking about the Haid kit, it's like, it's huge, it'll take you forever to work on, like it's worth it. And I was like, yes, it's technically worth it, but it is nowhere in the budget. Just not physically possible for me, just not physically possible. So yeah, I think it's important because I feel like when it comes to Flosstube, now, let me preface this with, I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm just trying to bring light to people who might be in a similar situation than mine that are watching all of these Flosstube videos where people go, what did I buy this week? I bought this. I bought 7 Mirabilia kits and 5 Haids and just like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, like crazy amounts of stuff that personally I would never be able to afford, and that I feel like a lot of people also wouldn't be able to afford to keep up with that kind of stuff. Like, I buy things, but like I said, this was $9. So like, I try to do it on the cheaper side because I simply can't afford it. And I think it's important to also talk about that when it comes to crafts and Flosstube, the fact that you can't just, most people can't just afford to buy what, oh my goodness, you need to, I don't know. Bev just messaged me, Bev B Diamond Paints, and she just like wrote my name in all caps, and I don't understand what's going on, but I'll have to look at that in a second. Oh yeah, I think it's important to highlight the fact that you can't always just afford to buy whatever it is that you want, whenever you want. Because as much as this might not be true, like I know everybody for the most part has a budget when it comes to their crafts, but when you're listening to Flosstube, it doesn't usually sound like it. It just sounds like people are buying all of the things. And then it makes you sit there and go, crap, I wish I could buy all of the things. And so it's like, you can talk yourself through it, at least I can, where it's like, obviously they have a budget too, and like they're grown-ups and make grown-up money, and I don't make grown-up money, and so like obviously there's reasoning behind why, but it's like some people might not sit and think through that. And so I think it's important for me as somebody who is on a lower budget to talk about, yeah, that ain't in the budget, so it's not happening. Let me see if I can figure out a cheaper way to go about this so that it could not only save my budget, but then it could also help you guys if you're thinking, I really want a Mirabilia, or I really want something, how can, I really want some full coverage kits, how can I do it the cheaper way? Or how can, I had never thought about getting a random thing of flosses and like subbing out flosses, because I've been listening to Michelle Bendy Stitchy's advice that stitch it however you want it. It doesn't matter if you use all the called for flosses. You don't need them. You can sub them out with whatever colors you want. Just, it's your project. You do what you want with it. And that has helped me a lot, that it's like, I'll just sub something out and it'll be fine. It's fine, because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. You get something close enough and it doesn't matter. So I don't know. That might be, I don't know, me pushing some sort of boundaries or going over the edge with this or whatever. But I think it's important, coming from a young broke person in this craft, to say like, that ain't in the budget, and that's fine. Let's save, and let's maybe find ways around it, and ways to make it cheaper without like just buying unlicensed artwork or whatever. And let's see if there's a way to do this better and to do this on a budget. Like I said, I make less than $10,000 a year, so my budget's tight. Like, so trying to do crafts on a college student's budget, I just think it's important to also talk about that as well, instead of just, I bought this and I bought this and I bought this and I bought this and I bought this. It's like, you can't just buy all the things like all the time. Like, people don't live like that, as much as it comes across on Flosstube sometimes. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm done. I'm done TED Talking your head off. But I do want to know what you guys think about my plan for the Mirabilia, and if that is something that I can do, if that makes sense. Is that plausible, or am I gonna like get it and be like, I can only do half the kit with this? Like, I need all of those other things in order to finish it. You know what I mean? That those are necessary in order to complete the kit. I hope not, but I don't want to spend $50 and then it get here and me go, crap, I really do need all of it, huh? So, just thought I'd reach out to my fellow cross-stitchers and see if you have any advice for little old me, because I ain't spending, because that was $80 without the fabric. If you were to add fabric to it, that's, $100 plus shipping. No, I can't do it. Just can't do it. Nope, absolutely not. So let me know if you think that would work. We're at an hour. We're about 10 minutes away from the restock launching, so I need to figure out what all these people are messaging me about, because I keep getting messages, and I also need to go get the stuff up on the shop. So thank you guys so much for watching Flosstube number 2. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are working on down below. Let me know if you have any suggestions for me. Anything that I can, if you have an answer to any of the questions that I've asked during this video, definitely leave that in the comments down below. I'm gonna try to link all of these kits down below, but I can't promise you anything. What I can promise you is that my campsite link will be down below, so if you want to get to my Instagram or my Etsy shop or anything like that, that will all be linked down below, and I will try to link all of the kits that I've talked about. I'm not promising anything, but I'll try. And if not, and you're really interested, just like DM me on Instagram and I'll get you the link, not a problem. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for sitting here and talking cross stitch with me. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I love talking about cross stitch. It's like my new favorite thing right now. So I'm really enjoying doing these Flosstube videos. Yeah. And so I want to keep doing them. I think this is going to turn into like a weekly video that I do. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and you enjoy all your stitching heaviness, and tell me what you're working on so that I can live vicariously through you as well. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!